Hi, this is Peter in San Diego, and I just bought this 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee High Altitude. It's a 4x4 with the Eco Diesel engine, and I just wanted to show you a couple of features. Let's start the car right now. It's got one of these buttons here, and I've got the keys in my car, and so you don't need the keys to start the car. They just have the car, and boom, the car. And it's got two screens here in the front. It's got this screen, and then it's got this giant screen here, and they kind of work together. And I'm going to go through some of the features on the screen right now which make this car just so cool. Right now it's set up the way it is when I first started, and you can see we're currently set at 0 miles per hour. We're not moving, and I'm using the digital speedometer. You could configure this to be the old school dial as well. I've configured my upper left up here to show you my current miles per gallon, and you could configure that. And over here on the right, I have the range for how many miles I have left to my tank, and you could configure that as well. And by the way, I got 700 miles to this tank when I filled it up. Yes, this is right. This car is averaging 28.7 miles to the gallon. I was getting 30 actually earlier, which is, if you notice, 28.7 is higher than what the sticker says. This car is quite amazing with its fuel economy. You will be quite impressed if you buy the diesel. Basically what it looks like when you drive the diesel.
Message from 375-96.
So you can see that's what happens with the Uconnect system when I get a text message. It would read the text message too if I wanted it to, but I chose to dismiss it. But that's what happens when a text message comes. Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to show you up here, and that is this entry-exit thing. And this is the hydraulics of the car. This car has these hydraulics right here that you could adjust. And when you start the car, it's in the entry position. But you could adjust it. I could go and put the car, press up. And if I push the up button, then the little light blinks there, which means the car is raising up. And I don't know if you could see it, but the car is raising up ever so slightly, ever so. But I could fake it. How about that? If you push the button a couple more times, more lights light up, and the car races up even more. It goes into what they call off-road mode. I don't know if you could see it being raised up. It's kind of hard to see, but anyway, it's a really cool feature that there's hydraulics in this car, and the car automatically goes up and down. It also does that on the highway. When you're driving, this little icon over here turns into one that says Aero, which means that it is aerodynamically the right height. And so it kind of goes up and down while driving. You see right now it says off-road height achieved. And so we're at the off-road, we're at the super high height. And I could feel myself, I'm a little higher off the ground. While we're down here at the control panel, I could show you a couple other features that we have here. You have your old school 4-low and descent assist features, but which you would kind of use maybe if you're towing something. But this little control panel here is really useful if you're traveling out there. It's got different settings for the transmission, for the gears and transmission, where you could configure them for sand or snow or mud or rock. And what'll happen here is that the car will start out in different gears and function differently depending on which setting you put it on. And I've used the snow setting before, and it does make a big difference. It is quite a really cool thing here on the Grand Cherokee, this cool feature. So I did want to show you here also in the stick shift. The stick shift here does adjust gears. If you move it left, then up here is a number that will show up, and it tells you what gear the car is currently in. And if you shift the steering wheel, if you shift the shifter left, then it pops out of the D and the number shows up like right here. Let's see if I can show it to you. Let's see if it'll let me. See, there's the D. You see how it's a number 1 because I'm in first gear? And so if I pop it to the left, it changes to the number 1. And now I could shift and put it into second gear if I wanted to start out in second gear. But notice it won't let me go any further than second gear. It doesn't like that. So It's a way you could override some of the automatic controls of the car. And let's just put it back in the D. And then, so let me show you another feature. If you put it into R, in reverse, you get the park meters. And in addition to, so the way this works is the red, it means that you're really close to the other car, and the yellow is in the middle and the green is far away. And if I turn my wheel, you can see I'm turning my wheel. You can see the green changes because that's the direction in which the car is going to go. It's kind of cool, and maybe I'll do another video where I'll show you how that works. But in addition to that, here up front is this little radar control. And if you saw my other video, there's these little radar sensors all over the car, and they kind of pick up if there's anything near the car, and it starts to beep. You heard it beep there because I was kind of near it. So like if I back up a little bit here, you'll see. Now it's beeping at me a little more aggressively because it knows I'm getting close to that car behind me. So it's kind of getting mad at me, so I'll pull up forward. Anyway, those are some of the features available on this 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee high altitude. I'll show you some more in the next video.